Alright, so in this video, I'm going to solve the equation x to the power of 4 is equal to 1. So to solve this, I need to find the value of x. So I'm going to subtract 1 on both sides. So I get x to the power of 4 minus 1 is equal to 0. Now from here, I'm going to rewrite this as x to the power of 2 times 2 minus 1 to the power of 2 is equal to 0. And the reason I did this is because now I can use the property a to the power of m times n is equal to a to the power of m to the power of n. So in this case, x to the power of 2 times 2 is equal to x to the power of 2 to the power of 2. So I have x to the power of 2 to the power of 2 minus 1 to the power of 2 is equal to 0. And now another property I can use is a squared minus b squared is equal to a plus b times a minus b. So in this case, a is x squared and b is 1. So I get x squared plus 1 times x squared minus 1 is equal to 0. Now this gives me two equations. I get x squared plus 1 is equal to 0 and x squared minus 1 equals 0. So let's first solve x squared minus 1 equals 0 because it's more simpler than x squared plus 1 equals 0. To solve this, I'm going to first add 1 on both sides. So I get x squared is equal to 1. And now I'm going to take the square root on both sides. Square root of x squared is x, and I get x equals positive or negative 1. Now for x squared plus 1 equals 0, I'm going to subtract 1 on both sides. So I get x squared is equal to negative 1. I'm going to again take the square root on both sides, but this time I get x is equal to positive or negative square root of negative 1. Now if you guys already know, the square root of negative 1 is equal to I. So I get x is equal to positive or negative I. So my four solutions to this problem are x equals 1, x equals negative 1, x equals positive I, and finally x equals negative I. So please make sure to like the video, subscribe, and please also share this video to your friends if you liked it. Thank you. Alright, so in this video, I'm going to solve the equation x to the power of x to the power of 4 is equal to 64. So the variable I want to find the value to in this equation is x. And for my solution, I'm going to first start by taking the power of 4 on both sides. So I get x to the power of x to the power of 4 to the power of 4 is equal to 64 to the power of 4. Now, if I have something in the form a to the power of m to the power of n, this is equal to a to the power of m times n. However, m and n are interchangeable, meaning this can also be written as a to the power of n to the times m. Now, if a to the power of m times n is equal to a to the power of m to the power of n, then a to the power of n times m, this should be equal to a to the power of n to the power of m. So x to the power of x to the power of 4 to the power of 4. In this, I can think of x to the power of 4 as m and 4 as n. So this turns into x to the power of 4 to the power of x to the power of 4 is equal to 64 to the power of 4. Now 64 to the power of 4 I can rewrite as 8 squared to the power of 4, which turns into 8 to the power of 8. Now, if I have something in the form a to the power of a is equal to b to the power of b, this means that a equals b. So in this case, x to the power of 4 is equal to 8. And to solve for x, I'm going to take the fourth root on both sides. So I get x is equal to positive or negative fourth root of 8.